Start over if you... Okay.
I'm just doing a sound check. Okay, so the things you need to know about this song before I start singing are that my boyfriend's name is Paul, my classmate's name is Dave, and that this is very much a work of fiction. After school let out, I got a job in Warren. We were always so busy, work was never boring. 'Cause everybody knows Lee Nielsen, second to none. Well, the wages weren't bad, but I must attest they sure make you shell out a lot for the best. So many tools and I wanted everyone. So one day I cooked me up a scheme that would help me attain my hand tool dream. I'd sneak 'em out of there with a lunchbox in my hand. Well, getting caught meant getting fired, but I thought I'd have 'em all by the time I retired. I'd have me a stash worth at least 100 grand. So I'll get 'em one tool at a time, and it won't cost me a dime. Goodbye Harbor Freight and Home Depot. Every model and style, every rasp and file, and none of my bosses ever need to know. So the very next day I sauntered in with my big lunchbox and some help from my friends. I left that night with some chisels and a bronze spoke shave. That night I felt guilt right down in my bones, but guilt can't pay for new Waterstones. So I swiped a set while my boss was talking to Dave. Well, this went on for a month or 5, grabbing squares and scrapers and clamps and knives. But to every other rule I swear I did adhere. They all loved me around the place. They would never suspect me, not with this cute face. Employee of the month 6 times in a single year. Well, up to then my plan went okay, till my boss took me aside one day. He said, with all the theft, things are really going downhill. We gotta close up shop, we gotta sell the farm. I can't think why anyone do this much harm. I hung my head and my heart sure felt a chill. Well, I loved my job and I loved those folks. I'd rather make amends and then be broke. I had to fix things, I had to make things right. So I gathered up each tool I took, each saw and float and vise and book, and put 'em all back real quiet in the dead of night. I felt real bad for what I'd done, though having all those tools was fun. I quit my job the next day and then set forth. Paul was in on my machination and suggested we leave our native nation and try our luck at life in the great white north. So we packed the car, cranked the stereo, and headed up to Ontario, where I found myself a familiar sort of job. Now I sell lots of trowels and pavers, along with all the planes and shavers. I think Lee Valley's fine, I ain't no snob. So I'll get 'em one tool at a time, and it won't cost me a dime. I guess stealing tools is my one steady vice. I don't worry about getting caught, I print receipts just like they're bought. And if it all goes south, Canadian jail looks pretty